Hello everyone. So this is more of a in-depth walkthrough or flip through of this because I wanted this one, the one with the book, The Mystic Fairy Tale by Linda Ravenscroft. Some surnames are amazing. It's just book depository, and so I accidentally ordered this version. So this is not opened at all, and there will be a giveaway somewhere down the line on my Instagram with this deck. So just keep an eye out for that. But for now, we're going to focus on the one with the book because the book is really unique, I find. From what I was researching about this deck, we're going to get right into it. I haven't even looked at it because it's still sealed. Now, I know people are clearing out their boxes, but I actually like to keep the boxes because just to keep them in order and stuff. So we'll get into the deck in a minute, and I'll put a timestamp somewhere on the screen or down below if you just want to see the deck, and that's it. But for now, we're just going to look at the book because the book is more unique and thought out than other ones, I feel, because other ones are like just telling you what's the card like and stuff, but this one has a different scheme to it, or system. So we go to the minors. We'll start with the minors. So here's the wands. And the way they started here is, once upon a time, on a warm summer evening, a fairy clan gathered to hear stories told by their elders. So each suit is a story or a fairy tale. So if I went to, let's see, I'll go to the next suit after this. Oh, they're all the court cards are at the back. Oh, okay, so I didn't know what was happening there. This is interesting. So this is like a first glance for me as well, so bear with me. I'll turn on the light there so we can see as well. I have a little bit of daylight and the lamp. So each suit is like a fairy tale, and we're going to be learning about what they're going through. And then we have the two boys here messing with the wands, the three boys waiting, and it's a story rather than each card is different style. And then we have the major arcanas and such. This is a nice one. I love fairy decks. I'm very picky when it comes to it. So as we were saying, each suit is a different story. So you'll see that when we go through the deck. It's interesting. It's very cool, I think. It's a very nice take on it. So if I went here to the Ace of Swords, once upon a time, in a time long ago, that even the long-lived fairies don't remember, there was a single blue rose. It lived in the midst of the Fae's ancestors' garden home. It was a spectacular plant, which they believed had strong magical powers. When the rose was vibrant and healthy, so too were they. So it's like, it tells you the story of this blue rose and what's it doing, and obviously we know the story of the swords. And it's kind of sad at the end here, like, just as the queen thought throughout the night, the vine wrapped tighter about her body, and the thorns continued to grow. It's so sad. Like, that's the Ten of Swords. Like, that's actually quite a sad Ten of Swords, but it's a nice version of it, and I don't normally talk about the books because I've read them and I'm like assuming this people just want the flip through, but it's nice to see a different take on the book because look how thick this is for a book. It's insane. So let's get into the deck then. Okay, so I've unwrapped them and just gave them a little unsticking, so I've cracked the seal, if that makes sense. So we're gonna get into this and zoom in here. So we're just gonna chill and enjoy the major arcana first, and as I do when the minors come up, we go quiet and go through it. So we have the Fool here. I don't know, it's getting like a little prank. I like how it's like kind of a prankster little fairy situation here, and he is taking risks, so it's very nice. Cardstock is nice. For Llewellyn, I know people don't like this. This is like a hit or miss with some people. There's the backing. but it's nice. It's just as, it's a little bit better than Everyday Witch, I feel. It's a nice cardstock and it's laminated on both sides, but it's not so laminated it's slippy or oily. Do you know what I mean? Like, I hate that so much, like, where cards feel oily. It's not like Mystic Mondays. Like, that lamination is beautiful, but to some degree it's so laminated it feels oily. That's just to me. Here's the Magician, and I like how he's like playing with a deck of cards here, and it's a nice little trait he has. He looks like he's a gambler and he's gambling, but he has all the tools here. His cup is like this acorn thing here. I was in between this and getting, like, repurchasing the Victorian Faerie tarot. I had the Victorian Faerie tarot, but it's in French, and I passed it on to someone in France, or whoever wanted it, who can read it in French. There's the Priestess. Now the Priestess is not the High Priestess, it's just the Priestess, and I like it. But the reason why I wanted this one is because of the system in it, and the other one was all winter and summer and stuff. I went, oh, I could get it, but I already have the Doreen Virtue Faerie tarot that has that system, so there's no need to get another one with another system. So yeah, but the High Priestess here she's very content. She's very Celtic though, I love that. Like, there's a Triskel there. There's Celtic knots, it's beautiful. I do have one other deck on the way, and it's the Universal Celtic Tarot, and I can't wait for that because I am Irish, so I love my Celtic roots, and I need to embrace them a bit more. So, in my tarot. So yeah, here's the Empress. I like how the Empress is never like ridiculously skinny or anything. She's either pregnant or has just had a baby, and I like how this one looks like she's just had the baby and she's just like meditating on the future of her motherhood that's coming. So like, she doesn't look heavily pregnant, she just looks like she's had the baby, and it's nice. Like, the wheat is there, she's on her poppy, she's sitting on the poppy. There's no pomegranate, but like, I don't really mind if there's no pomegranate. It's not the end of the world if it's not completely accurate. The Emperor. I like this Emperor. It's very approachable. Sometimes the Emperors are like very stern. He looks very casual here, actually. The other Emperor I love, as I said in my major favourites one, is the Tarot de Louis, because, no offence, but he's lovely to look at. And secondly, he's how would I put it? He's the first one of very few to be ready for battle rather than sitting on his throne. Whereas this one's like, he wants to talk to you and tell you stuff, which is nice. The Priest, so this is the Hierophant in a way, so I like how it just says the Priest. Could be the Druid, could be anything. So this is like, he's like a green man kind of situation here with the mask. I like that. Could be called the Green Man, but hey. The Lovers. What I like about this, right, is that the Lovers, the male fairy will say, you can't really tell what gender the male fairy is, because the way that they're caressing each other, it's like, it could be a woman. Just saying, could be. Like, there's no noticeable feature that says, yeah, that's a female. So it's a very gender fluid, we'll say, in that sense. It's a very gender fluid Lover's card, which I like. The Chariot, I like this. There's two like griffins or hippogriffs here. I like that. She's very strong. Like, I thought, looking at that, you think that was the Queen of Swords. That's quite nice. I like that. That's really nice. Oh, the Strength card. There's a dragon. This and one of the Lucy Cavendish Phage oracles would be really pretty together. Strength card. She's tamed the dragon. The dragon's like, hi mom, how's it going? I love it. He's like, this is my mom, don't hurt my mom. The Hermit. I like that. So cute. That's really nice. That's a really nice hermit. The Wheel, which is the cover art of the book. I like that little mischievous fairy. She's like, oh, do you want to know your fate? Justice. I like how she's always sitting, but I like it. It's nice. It's just simple. The Hanged Fae. It's called the Hanged Fae, not the Hanged Man or Hanged One. It's just the Hanged Fae. Like that. Death. Wow, that's a really nice death card. It's make me wonder, how small is that skull? That's kind of creepy and morbid if you think of it that way. Like, how small is the skull compared to her? Do you know? It's a nice death card though. Temperance, which is the box art on both decks, or versions of the deck. This one is borderless, as you may have noticed. I think the one, if you would like a little sneak peek of the box, the one in the box, I think the small one, but that's just the deck. I think it's bordered, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but like I can, if you want a sneak peek, I can, but if you want it unopened, the Temperance here is just very typical. She's very calm. She has the bowl and the water, so she's pouring it without even looking at it, so she knows she's confident in it. I like it. I love this devil. It's like a pixie or an imp in a way. It's a bit of both. It's like a mischievous version of the fairies put together. I like the hoofed feet, the hooved feet, and I like that. It's just a nice little nod to the original, if that makes sense, like the goat-headed devil. The tower. Not much of the tower really changes in any of the decks I look at. I just go, yeah, it's the tower. There's not much there. The only one I love that's different, as I said, is the Enchanted Dreams one, because it's like an internal chaos rather than an external chaos, which is nice. The star. I have not seen the star card, and I like that. It's always nice to see her dressed. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's just nice to see her dressed and see what they do and what colours and what way she's flowing with the clothes she wears, rather than just being the typical Rider-Waite version, which is nice to see the clothes that they would put on her to make her feel like she's in control and the universe is just going with her. Do you know what I mean? And the colour schemes are always nice. The moon. Oh my goodness. I like how this looks like an elder fairy. Not too elder. Like, most of them are quite young. But I mean, like, she's about late 50s, early 60s kind of thing, and she has the wisdom of the moon. And she seems to be... Oh, like the crawfish is a tablet, and the... That's interesting. And I like how she has a leash here, ready to leash the wolf. Like, she's ready to tame it. I know it's not like this the strength card, but it's like she's ready to take on the task of taming the untamable wolf. And I like that. That's nice. Oh, that's nice. Look at this. Just get this over for a second. Oh wow, they kind of join with the vines there. That's really pretty. They're like sisters. I like that. The moon and the sun are sisters. Which is true, they are. Oh, look at that, that's cute. It's the mom with the mother fairy here is holding the baby, rather than it being a horse. But there is a Celtic horse reference just there. That's the way they did horses in the Celtic carving, so I like that little nod to the Celticness there. Oh, this is so pretty. I can't get over this deck. Judgment. See, with Judgment and fairies, it's just nice, because it's a fairy. In a sense, it's not an angel, and it's not like too slap in your face religious, so it's just nice. Do you know? It's very nice. Oh wow, that world card. Very symmetrical in a way. It's like it's mirrored, almost. Not to some degree, but yeah, it's almost mirrored. Okay, now we're on the minor. So the Ace of Wands would be one story. The wands would be one story, the swords would be another, the pentacles and the cups would be all different stories. And yeah, that's why I wanted the book, because it will explain a bit more. It goes in depth with it, whereas I think the deck, what I was told, is that this version, so just be careful when you're buying it. If it says cards, it's just this small version. If it says mixed media, it has the book. Book Depository were great in the circumstances that are at hand, to refund me for this and then show me which one was which, and I just went off and bought it again. And I didn't mind waiting because we're in quarantine. What do you think we're going to do? So yeah, so this one will be up for a giveaway on Instagram soon, not now. Like, it'll be a while until things calm down a bit, and then there'll be a nice giveaway at the end of it all. Think of that way. So yeah, we're going to keep quiet, go through the minors, and just enjoy. Okay, so wow, sorry, that sword story looks really sad. Oh, so let's give them a shuffle and we'll do a reading as we normally do. Give them a test run. Give them a test run. Oh, they are quite thick compared to the last deck. They're not like, because I've had the Lar decks for a while now. In the last few were Lar, so they're a bit thinner, those ones, whereas this is like, it's a nice thick deck size, like a deck cardstock. Give it another mixed shuffle. It is quite hard to get a flow going for it. Because it's been sitting here actually for 2 or 3 days now, so. Oh, because I just didn't want to leap into it just yet. I wanted to let, like, adjust and get ready to embrace a new deck. We'll take this one, and we have 2 of Pentacles. And the, yeah, just take that one. Nice, so we have the 2 of Pentacles here. So let's see what the book says about the 2 of Pentacles story. Cups, Wands, Moon, nope. Pentacles. So the story, let's see the story for so far, okay? So once upon a time, on a fine spring day, there was a young fairy who wandered away from her friends and family, enchanted by the wonders of the woods. She spent the day walking, following whatever path took her fancy. When night fell, she found a very comfortable spot and fell asleep. When she woke up the next morning, she realized that she was lost. She spent days trying to find her way home, but she never could. She didn't worry too much though. The quiet beauty of the forest suited her, and there was plenty of food around her. After she decided not to try to find her way back home, she spent many happy days enjoying herself. Oh, that's nice. She saw that she just kind of just went, I'm gonna learn while I'm here. She saw that there was enough bounty around her that she could make a very nice home. When she lived in the village, she learned how to grow gardens for food, how to weave baskets, and store food for the winter. There is nothing that she couldn't take care of. That's the Ace of Pentacles, but it's like the synopsis of the story. And then going on to the 2 of Pentacles here, which we're going on now. I'm going to read it now. In her village, the young fae worked alongside others. Just make sure this is in focus for you. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Worked alongside others, planting gardens, and had been established for years. Starting from scratch was another story. She had to clear the ground and gather seeds on her own. So she had to do a team's work effort for one person. Wow. Starting from scratch, yeah. Sometimes it was hard work, and she wondered how she would manage. She had no choice. So she did what must be done. She took the time to weave baskets to help carry the seeds. Hence the little basket there. And to fashion simple tools to dig in the earth. She's not holding any there. Being a practical and bright young fae, she made manageable plans and remembered to take time out of her days to enjoy the beauty of nature. The message of this, so there's a little message bit. You probably feel like you have too much to do and not enough time to do it in. You're juggling many tasks and have a to-do list that will never seem to end. Help yourself out of the chaos by prioritizing your projects and jobs. Make sure you are being as efficient as you can. Don't forget to balance work and pleasure. No life is in balance without both. So that just means, in this sense, don't worry, don't stress about all the things that have to be done when life gets back to on normal track. Just know that the work will come first. Obviously, that's the first thing that's going to come to your mind. Work's going to come first. just kind of deal with the situation you're given, like the cards you're dealt. I'm going to pull one here and see what it says. Ace of Swords. So that's all about the rose story, but I'll just read the message in it. So here we go. So you are facing a challenge or problem of some sort. Instead of bemoaning, I like that word, the fact that life has ups and downs, learn to find healthy ways to face the challenge or solve the problems, or develop realistic ways to cope with it. As I was saying, we're all in a situation right now. The whole world is in a situation right now where we need to prioritize certain things first rather than the ones we had before. We have certain things that are taken away from us, and we need to prioritize that. So now it's like, don't be rash, don't be quick thinking about this problem or challenge, because we're going to get through it. And like some things that the government has done and such have prioritized work as a necessity, and people work from home, so that's just what it is. So that's just how that is working out, and that's just what it is. I'll do one more. The Star card. That is actually a pretty reading. I want to see what it says about the star in this book. One of my favourite cards. So X, B, I, O. Okay. So I won't read the story, I'll just read the message because it's getting a bit long, this video. Your answer should you find yourself by the stars pool should be very welcome. Whatever has been trying your spirit, whatever difficulties you've been facing, whatever sadness has torn your heart, the star brings a time of serene quiet, a safe, cool place where you can be refreshed and find hope. Once you are renewed and feeling stronger, she will serve you as a guiding star to help you find your way. First rest. So, as I was saying, this whole thing that's happening worldwide, the thing that's happening, or as someone said, it's a reference to the Game Grumps, they said the Backstreet Boys reunion is taking a toll on everyone. Because we can't say it on YouTube, which is crazy, I think, because it's happening. No one wants to do that, But so we're taking on too much at once, and we're thinking too far ahead. You need to take the challenge as it is, and things will happen. If you take, I remember I was watching Russell Brand, and he said something. He goes, "It's happened. We can't go back. We can only go forward. Because it's happened, we need to learn from what's happened now, not what could have been different, not what could have stopped it. It's more like what's happened." Wow, this deck is very enlightening. I like how that's just brought all that out. That's really nice. So don't worry, there will be a light at the end of the tunnel of all this, and just stay safe and wash your hands. Always wash your hands. I've had hand sanitizer beside me for years, so this is not new to me. So I'll leave that there, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and stay safe, and I'll see you all very soon. Keep an eye out on my Instagram for the giveaway in the future. It won't be now, it will be when things are a little bit calmer, and it's just a nice thing to have at the end. So I'll leave that there, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye.